If someone attempts to convince you that all the spiritual stuff you're speaking of is some modern day enlightenment stuff about some guru or some new gibberish about some spirituality, which don't get me wrong, there are people out here that use the appearance of spirituality as a cloak for their filth. But if someone who you're trying to associate yourself with, or if you're going by dealing with your daily life and you are in some ways being ridiculed because of the way you think, the way you talk, or the way you act, and they're using that as a supposition of, or claiming that that which you are doing with the way you're thinking and acting is just some new age quasi enlightenment stuff. Here it is from a businessman who doesn't claim to be spiritual and doesn't give a fuck about whether you accept him as being spiritual or not. He wears a suit and a tie, and his generation has known this to let you know that when people speak of the mind and how you can quote manifest things, it's not merely just some stuff about blowing smoke up your ass. And it's not a new concept. It's what older generations long ago have known about and are put into use. A few of them only choose to talk about it because they've gone to a point to say, screw it, I don't care, I'll talk about it. Most of them will not talk about it and will leave most younger generation blind. But there's some of them that will talk about it and tell you, look, all this begins from a realm you cannot see or touch, yet it affects the realm you can see or touch. It is far more functional and practical than mere speculation or some feel-good conversation or some emotionally stimulating intellectual conversation you can have about some spirits and all this and that, and then once you get up from that conversation you don't apply it in the rest of your life. No, it extends way more beyond than that, and it's far more practical. So here it is from the mouth of someone much older who doesn't use the buzzwords people use when it comes to spirituality and the universe and all that, but he's telling you the same thing as to how he became a millionaire, how he became a multi-billionaire.
See, you've got it. You get it on three levels. The second you think of something, you've got it intellectually. When you get emotionally involved, you've got it on a spiritual or emotional level. Well, then that expresses itself through the body. Body's just an instrument of your mind. And so when you're really buying into it, you literally fuse with it. Neville said you fuse with it. And this causes all kinds of things to happen. You're dealing with electronics. You're dealing with energy. Like the second you think something, that's all you need. See, you live on frequencies. You think on frequencies. Your phone operates on frequencies. And it's like magic. You're in Romania, are you?
Right.
I'm in Toronto.
Yes.
If I've got your number on my phone, I can take a picture of something, hit it like that. You've got it in Romania. Simultaneous with me sending it, because when you get into the mind, there isn't any time or space.
It's just immediate.
Yeah. Well, you're living on frequencies. Now, when you think of something, what you've done is you've flipped your brain onto a higher frequency. The very fact you can see it is all the proof you need to know you could get it. What you have to do is raise your level of consciousness to that frequency. And then you will attract whatever's on that frequency. All the good you need to manifest the idea. Carnegie said that way back in 1908 to Hill, when Carnegie commissioned him to write this book. He said,
As much as you might want to hate all these people and say they're fraud, this and that, and it's all about the money for them, they comprehend how the mind works, and they are using its power every day to dominate the world. This is not just applicable to when it comes to finance, monies, whatever it is. This applies to anything in your life. And he just laid it out to you. And people think it's beyond that. No, it's not. It's as simple as that. There are many more examples of people who don't appear to be spiritual, so to say, but comprehend this spiritual concept. and put it to use. I deliberately used this as an example because a lot of people will look at the face, will look at the type of venue and go, oh, they're just all about the money. They're all just fraud. Well, these people that you probably don't like are putting it to use. Why don't you put it to use in your life? Because obviously they know of it. And instead of you busy being upset at someone, you better start focusing on the right thing and the solution so that you can get yourself out of the issue that you're in. And even better, instead of facing someone talking about they're speaking of some new age spiritual stuff, you worry about yourself and how you can use your mind rather than worry about someone is going on about trying to be spiritual with incense and the universe. And you keep worrying about that and keep seeing how far it takes you rather than you being busy using your mind to get what you want. Take care and best of luck.